Hello everybody, this is the first vlog episode for Alpha Dog Studios. During these vlogs I'm going to talk about our products and let you get familiar with it and what's going on with the company in general. Our first book we're going to be talking about is a new book coming out called Templar. It'll be coming out through Star-Crossed Comics and our Alpha Dog Studios combo we're working on together. It's about a man who basically fights demons and vampires, and he has the power to create some magic. It's kind of what I tell everybody is it's a mix between Doctor Strange and the Equalizer. He tends to help those who can't help themselves against demonic forces and vampires and anything supernatural. He has the ability of the Holy Grail that has been merged with his body, which allows him to create this kind of armor that goes over his arm, and it creates like a soul sword which comes out of the wrist. And basically the soul sword is his energy that he produces through his faith. This is a very kind of faith-based book and product, but there won't be any preaching or anything like that in it, or anything like that. It's just the character is kind of founded in Christian beliefs and his standards. So if you get a chance, and I'll show more on it once the product has really started rolling. Right now it's still in the early production part. So as soon as we get more on that, I will make another video so we can pimp that out and have you guys support it as it should be. Now the next book is Grimm, and this is a book that's very close to my heart. This is the first book I ever tried to get published way back in 1995, and the character is probably more like me than any of my other characters. So this book is really a superhero niche book that just basically goes back to all the old school like 80s and 90s comics that we all used to love, and it was one of those things where I always wanted to do something, create a book that had basically a hero and a team. So basically this book I can do a hero alone, standalone type story, or I could do a story which he's part of a team. So you get both, the best of both worlds with it. The world is kind of set in this realm of, if you have a superpower, you have to basically be registered. If you're not registered, then you're an outlaw. And like I said, I created this back in '95, so this isn't something that I got off of Marvel or anything like that. This is something I had way back in the day. But basically Grimm is one of those guys who hunts people who aren't registered, or they might be doing something that, yeah, they're registered, but it's illegal for them to do. And he works for a company called Card Enterprises, which is a government outsourcing company that basically runs a bunch of heroes. And here is the basic premise. Please read it and familiarize with it and see what we're doing. And if it's something that you really like, then please, by all means, please support us with a GoFundMe. Thank you, and God bless. Hello everybody, this is my first vlog for this channel. I'm going to try to start doing these every Friday, and I might try to do them on Monday too. Maybe do 2 a week and then do a live feed during the weekend. And on Wednesday will probably be my one day off from posting stuff up on YouTube. I'm trying to still kind of work out the channel to find out where it's at and what all we're doing on it. And like this vlog here, I use mostly to kind of advertise some of the books we're doing so you can see what we're doing. And I might do that for the next couple just so people can get familiar with our books and our products. We still do have our GoFundMe account going on, and we could really use your help to keep the company going and keep these products moving. And we appreciate everything that everybody's done to us and for us. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, man. People have really really kind of gone crazy on certain things, like the whole She-Ra thing, and the Teen Titans thing that's out now, and man, it's like fans, and even My Hero Academia, they're attacking the creator of that too, just because of the way he's fleshing out a character that they didn't think should be fleshed out in that way. And I don't really know what's going on with fans, which kind of bothers me because, I'm a creator and I don't really want to hurt fans' feelings, and I sure don't want them attacking us over a product. I think sometimes people just need to kind of step back and realize, hey, if you don't like something, just don't read it and don't deal with it. And I understand why folks are kind of upset with the She-Ra thing, because that was something that come from our past, and it was something, has a legacy for us, and that's why we feel kind of connected to it. And I've also heard the comments like this show is made for girls of 12 years old or whatever, and the fact of the matter is the show was made for kids back in the 80s, and they still did it with a female who looked like a female and not some pubescent boy. And so that excuse is just kind of ignorant, to say that, well, you can't say something because, this is supposed to be for girls. Well, back then, the market was the same as it is today. I mean, you're just trying to set a different standard, and that's part of the biggest issue with comics and entertainment today, is they're no longer giving us heroes that we can strive to be or strive to, look at as an example for us to live by. Now we want to give our heroes fatness or dumpiness or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm not a PC person, but you want to make these characters this way so that people can relate to them. But the problem is we're not making heroes for people to relate to. We're making heroes that people can strive to be and strive to set as a goal. We don't want to embrace the stuff that is negative. And yes, being obese is a negative thing, and trust me, I understand some people cannot help it, and they really need help, and they really need our prayers. Instead of us judging, they need us to help them, and I'm all for that. But for us to embrace it as something that is a positive when it is not a positive, and this kind of goes back to all the LGBT stuff and all the, transgender, everything. We've no longer looking for the well-being of people. We're now just accept everything for what it is, and whatever consequences come to that person, so be it. We're supposed to send them that way, and I just think somewhere along the lines we've really lost that as a country and as creators. We're not here to pat you on the back. We're here to entertain you and basically give you something that you can look at and go, man, I wish I could be like that. And maybe give you something that you can strive for. And, as a kid, that's what Batman and Superman and all those characters did for me. That's what I looked at and was like, man, I wish I could be that guy, or I could be that hero. I never looked at it and said, man, I don't have the six-pack that this guy has, so I'll never reach that. And it's kind of like the He-Man thing too. There's no boys out there that look like He-Man. I mean, come on, people. Y'all have got to lighten up with this stuff. I mean, it is just too much. I mean, you're scared to make She-Ra look like a woman because you have this body shame nonsense. It's just crazy. And I know that the woman in charge of the She-Ra thing is a lesbian, and that probably has a lot to do with how these designs come across. I mean, that one character design was so horrible. They're all horrible. And this whole thing about every artist is behind them, and that's just a lie. If you believe that, then you're not looking on the internet too hard, because not every artist is behind this stuff. I mean, it looks bad, And I really had my hopes up because I love Voltron. I love what they're doing with it. I have no problem with them turning Pidge into a female. I think it actually works well. I just wish now that people know she's a female, that she actually starts looking like a female instead of, looking like a boy, because in the beginning she made her appearance to look like a boy so she could fit in, so we know that it's not a natural look for her, that she did this on purpose. But do I think they'll ever change that? No, I don't think they'll ever do it, because the girl that voices her is a lesbian, and I think some of the people who are in charge of it are also lesbians. And I think, that's kind of this whole, and that's probably how the girl got in charge of She-Ra, to be honest with you. But again, it doesn't matter, they're in charge. For me, the whole problem is you're trying to sell something to people that they don't want. They don't want this stuff. They don't want their daughters. Look, I have 2 daughters, and by the time they were 12, they were well endowed. I mean, I hate to tell you, they were not flat-chested, boy-looking girls. That's not what they were. And this idea that this is how all girls look now is just ridiculous. It's just stupid. And you're pushing something on people that just doesn't need to be pushed. So, I didn't need to get on this kind of rant, but for me, I think it's kind of the whole comics problem and entertainment problem, is that you just can't entertain to entertain. You have to entertain with this idea that you're going to put, a falsehood in somebody's head, or you're going to push an agenda, or you're going to, it's like, man, just do something so people can escape from their normal lives for 5 or 10 minutes, or even 30 minutes, just make sure that they are able to leave their problems behind. That's what entertainment is all about. If you want to preach all this stuff, then by all means find a medium where you can preach and preach and preach and preach, and people will be fine with it. Just, I don't understand why you have to. I mean, I do understand you're trying to get kids while they're young, and that is part of the problem. And that's one reason Comicsgate stuff is going and selling so well, is because you people just don't get it, man. You don't get it. Just like Whoopi Goldberg going all crazy on that judge lady. It's like, man, do y'all not even look at how y'all look when y'all go off on people anymore? I mean, if you think this is some kind of, common thing, you're confused. Most people do not act that way, unless, of course, they're on that side. And I just don't really understand how we've gotten to this point. And if you come at me telling me you're trying to stop fascism and you're trying to stop Trump, blah, blah, stop. Just stop. Because nobody's being put in camps. Nobody's freedoms are being taken. You are buying into the Kool-Aid. It's no different than when I had to listen about Obama for 8 years. You'll get through this. Just sit back, and if you can get people to believe the way you believe without acting like a lunatic, then you can have a presidential candidate run against him and beat him. I mean, just do that instead of acting all crazy towards people, because there's nothing you can do for the next 2.5 years now. I mean, there's nothing you can do, and you're really hurting yourselves by acting the way they're acting. Like the guy taking the hat from the 16-year-old kid and pouring. Man, if I'd have been my kid, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't understand what is going on with some of you people. Like, you have lost your mind. And it seems to me like comic books and animation have gotten to be the worst. I have never seen what is going on with these people. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with the pros. And understand this, I'm not saying that there aren't people on the right that do the same thing. I'm not a type of person that believes in stirring the pot. I believe you do what you're going to do, and I'll do what I'm going to do, and whatever sells, sells. And we'll leave it at that. And I think for the most part, the left doesn't want that because they know their books aren't going to sell, whereas those on the right are going to sell. So, they can't go by that standard. They have to attack and tear people down, and it's not a good way to be. Nobody should be tearing anybody down. Nobody. Look, again, all we should be doing is making entertainment that people can escape from their normal lives from and enjoy it. That's it. It doesn't have to be any harder than that. But I know I'm kind of went off on a tangent today, and that was really not my goal. But it's been kind of a crazy week, and I really had, and I do apologize. Yesterday was supposed to be a sketch day, and my health was really bad last night. I was in a lot of pain, so I couldn't really post anything up. But I'll get back on track come Tuesday, and it might end up that I just can't do it 2 days a week just due to my health issues. But I hope not. And this weekend I am doing a live get together with Captain Frugal. And if you don't know who that is, then I'll try to leave a link and get you to his YouTube site. I think we're going to do a live sometime this weekend. I'm not sure of the day. We haven't hashed it out yet, but I'll post up something on Facebook and Twitter when I'm going to do that. But that's it for my first vlog, and like I said, I'm going to try to do these on Friday and Mondays. And basically, I'm going to do a lot of pushing our books and products so you can see what's going on with the company. And I'll end up doing my little, 10 or 15 minute spiel at the end of it, just to, get some things off my chest and keep the creative fluids going. And sometimes you got to get the monkey off your back before you can sit down and draw. So, this is a good outlet to do that. And I know I'll probably take some flack for some of the stuff I said, but, this is not something that's not in everybody's face and doesn't already, look, everybody knows it, you just don't want to admit it, or you're either, so wrapped up in one agenda or the other that you just don't want to have a common sense conversation about it. So, I hope you who are watching this will come back. Please subscribe, hit the little bell button. That helps me out since I'm just now starting. I need as many subscribers as I can get. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback and tell me, hey Will, you're full of crap, or hey Will, I agree with you. Either way is fine. I'm for open discussion. I'm also for, people disagreeing with me is fine. I don't have an issue with that. That's life. Not everybody is going to agree with the same thing. So I want everybody to have a blessed weekend, and I hope you come for the live feed again with Captain Frugal on his channel. And remember, go out there and create something positive, because you can change the world in a positive manner. You have that power. And post it, share it, make sure everybody sees it. And remember, God loves you, so do I. Be blessed.